No, your eyes do not deceive you. Yes, this is real. Absentia Acro has finally released. In today's video, I'll be covering 3 builds. Yes, 3. I'll be covering what I believe to be the best build and 2 bonus builds. I'll be including a PvP tutorial for each build, survival tips and much more. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you and enjoy. And now it's time for the hardest part of the video, picking one out of the 14 subspecies. But once you've done that, you'll spawn in and see you're quite a fast baby. You can jump, but it takes a lot of stamina. You have a baby skin that kind of blends in, but also not really, so try it at your own risk. And you take horrendously heavy fall damage. Fall damage is definitely not your lifeline as a baby. But once you've hit adolescent, you will have unlocked most of your abilities, so you know what that means. It's time for the build. Okay, let's start with Headbutt. And as much as there's 4 lines of text here, I personally don't find much use for Headbutt. Yeah, it's got the whole damage mitigation thing, but honestly, I've only found it useful when I want to reposition in a fight, and I prefer to just use the Bite Claws combo I'll show you in a second. Next we have Ravager. It's a sense that makes you do 35% more bleed and you gain 5% speed. There's nothing to not like about it. Next we have Blood Sever. It's almost like the claw version of Giga Rend. It's a claw attack that makes your opponents more susceptible to bleed, so, you know, if you pair it with the natural bleed your bite has, it does quite a lot of bleed. So for this first build, we're going to be using the Texas Ranger hide and the High Spined hide. I personally believe these two are the most versatile together, but don't worry, I'll be covering 2 specialized builds after this that use different hides, so don't leave a hate comment just yet. Now Frenzy. Oh my god, this ability just straight counters anything small. Look at this. This raptor's gonna try and get me. I stomp on him once, and then twice, and it's on death scars. If I landed that 3rd stomp, it would have died. We have another carnivorous stego. This tail attack does 30 damage. Equip it, it's amazing. Now Quarterback's Quarry. Basically, this just reduces your cooldowns. So it's really nice if you're doing high octane PvP that requires multiple moves, maybe even in combos or anything like that, and that is exactly how we play. Now this is the build I believe to be the best build. I think if you can only use one build, it's this one. But there are 2 bonus builds I'm going to show you right now. Like this one. This build is a fully attack focused build, and with this build you get 16% increased attack damage. Or this one, a completely speed focused build. This build gives you 20% more stamina and 10% more speed. But that's enough talking about the builds, let's see them in action. It's time for a PvP tutorial. Now this first fight is going to be using the build I believe to be the best build. My strat here is to tail ride if I can, but even if I can't, my strat is to go in with combos. So bite, claws, even maybe bite, claws again, and then tail attack if I need to get out. The gig is charging up so I have to run, so I pop my buff cool while it's running. Even though I get bit by the bleed here, it's okay, because I'm getting a little tail ride in, I'm hitting the claws when I can, making it more susceptible to bleed. It's going really well so far. Now I'm chasing him because he's starting to run away. I just tail ride a bit, and when I can't tail ride, I tail attack and back out, like here. There we go, tail attack, back out. And now I know he's bleeding heavy, so I can just run for a bit. Why would I go in when he's taking damage? Yeah, I'm bleeding, but I think he probably has more bleed than me. I go in for a claws again, hit him with a tail. That tail does 30 damage, it is ridiculous. And while he's bleeding, I just wait. Like, there's no reason to go in while they're bleeding. Not unless you want to and you think you can land more damage. Now I need to mention something about claws. Claws are better if you use them before the bite, but that is risky to do. Only do claws first if you know you're going to be able to land a bite, because when you bite first, that's guaranteed damage and bleed. But while I've been rambling, I just killed the Giga. Now let's go on to the next fight using another build. Now in case you missed it, this is using the damage build. What we're trying to do here is just stack bites. Claws are less of a priority. Like, I'll still use claws, but I'm not actively seeking them out, I'm seeking out bites. And I'll highlight something else. Bars has a very delayed tailbox hitbox. Tailbox hitbox? Do I need to go home? I am home. I need to go back to school. Okay, there we go. Let's try that again. Tails. Okay, what? Tail hitbox is delayed. There we go. I'm so sorry. But I'll point it out when it happens, okay? So, I'm just trying to bait the tail attack and go in. But you know, the tail slam has, what, like a 4-second cooldown? So you have to be mindful of it. So I took the tail slam there, and I just go, well, why don't I stay in? So I stayed in, landed a few bites. I got hit again, so obviously I'm going to keep staying in until I... You know what? I'm just going to keep getting hit, actually. I remember, I just kept getting hit here, and it doesn't matter because Acro is insane. There you go. You see that delayed hitbox? Right there, that is delayed. But this bars is on death scars. Yeah, I'm sorry for misspeaking a few words. I got 3 hours of sleep last night. I'm really trying to get this video out. But I'm not like making the quality bad or whatever. I'm making sure the builds are tested and everything. I've just been awake a while. So basically my point is, if you get slammed, do not chicken out. Like right there, I got slammed, and then you can go in because it has a cooldown. If you get slammed, you need to make some value out of the health you lost. So stay in and bite at least twice in it before you get out. There you go, there's the delayed hitbox again. Did you see that? And now we are using the speed build. The strat for this build is to surprise your opponent with your speed and your stamina. So the car is, car players are kind of cocky in Apex fights because they think they are so fast. But if something is suddenly on your tail and you can't shake it off, they are going to panic and die very easily. Like look, I'm on his tail, he can't get me off. He goes for a stomp, it cancels it, I think. But it's fine. I go for a stomp, definitely don't cancel it, land 3 of them on his face, and you know what I can do now? Run away. I'm faster than a car. Is that not insane? Also, how did this hit me, by the way? Just want to say that. But that doesn't matter, because we are dominating this fight. I'm still trying to bleed the car because this is still like a bleeder speed build. So we bleed him, and then we run off. Let him bleed. He genuinely can't catch me. There's nothing he can do. The bleed is so strong, and the speed is faster. So what does it do? Run away? Then I chase it. It runs towards me. It doesn't catch me. And if it runs anywhere, it bleeds. If it stands still, I just walk up and kill it. Like there's nothing to do. Like here we go. They tried to catch up to me, and I easily outpaced them. Like it's not even close. And this whole time they're bleeding out. They're straight up dying. Look how much faster we are than a car. This build is insane, and it's only 10% speed. Like Acro is so fast naturally. With this speed and stamina build, it's amazing. Now you know what that means when they're crouching, it means they're bleeding out. So just go in for a bite, maybe a claws, and he's dead. GG's, now it's time to look at some camo skins. Okay, our green skin is actually going to be default. Yeah, it blends in really nicely in areas like Grand Plains, Birch Woods, anywhere else where they have bushes. Now, the desert skin, leucistic, I think that's how you say it. I mean, come on, look at this. Tell me this doesn't look so cool. Like, it's unreal how amazing that looks. And our woodland skin, if I'm being honest, I'm reaching. Loon is our woodland skin, but it's not very great, I'll be honest. Acro just doesn't have any good woodland skins, so I really tried my best. So as far as things to avoid go, this is the terrain you don't really want to be in. You take massive full damage, just don't risk it. And for counters, the only carnival one I could find was OG Rex. And for herbivores, we have the 2 amps, EO, and Edmonto. It's not even really fair, because 3 of those aren't even in the same tier as Acro. But Acro is so strong it doesn't really have many counters, so I had to look up in the tiers to find any. With that being said, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.